How's it going, YouTube? So normally I have Chrome open down here, so we have image references, but today we are not going to have that luxury because my internet sucks. So anyways, on the bright side of things, I do have a webcam coming, so this way y'all can see my bright, shining smile from here on out. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember where we left off on this thing. I think what we're going to do is we're going to work on the windows today. What is this nonsense? Oh yeah, look at that nonsense. That's just epic crap. So let's go ahead and fix this epic crap, because we do not like epic crap that is crapping epically. So I'm just going to go here to vertex. I'm going to click it on all of these. So this way I can just grab multiple vertices. I'm just going to move this forward about right there, so that's where all this moves in. And now the crap don't look so epic. Okay, so there we go. So we're just going to select these three objects. We're just going to delete those. That crap can go away. Control G, Control Shift D, there we go. Life is good. I'm going to go ahead and save it. So, right, let's go ahead and start on the windows real quick, and this way we can start putting everything together. Does that seriously have a gap? There is no way that seriously has a gap. No way my luck is that bad. My luck is legitimately that bad. Okay, so, go to Vertex, Vertex. I'm just going to select all this. Just pull it back just a little bit, about like that. And we're going to do the same thing, so this way we're not dealing with this crap. There we go. Let's go back over here, because I know I pulled both of these. Control G, Control Shift D, there we go. Let's go ahead and save it again. So now that should be, everything should be good. I sure hope it's good. If it's not good, I'm going to lose my mind. What is this? Oh, right. Yeah, because I was going to use that to make the trim, but then I was like, no, I'm just going to duplicate this. Okay. So, right, let's go and start on the window. A few ways we can do this. One of the more simple ways is basically we just duplicate this right here, and then we select these edges, and we just pull those down. That is a way you can do it. Totally optional. I, however, like to live on the side of danger. So I'm just going to select... I say select. I'm actually going to create a plane that covers this entire area, and I'm just going to move it over. I'm thinking something probably like that. It doesn't matter. Let me go and just move it back just a little. Wait, no, I don't want that one. I want X. So I'm going to move it back where it's actually cutting into the trim up here and into this. And it's going to be kind of important. Not even going to lie. It will actually be kind of important. Let's see. Probably going to need the trim. Yeah, here's one of the things that's going to kill us. So this piece right here actually comes back, but the trim does not. Going to go in here. I'm actually going to hide that for the time being. I actually need to select this trim and this trim. I'm going to delete those for now, because I'm actually going to come in here and start working with it. So this way we have this right here that goes all the way around. Oh, why does it do that? It shouldn't do that. Oh, that's why it does that. Because this is all a separate piece. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to do the same thing back here. We're going to go into Edge. I don't know if that's selected. It is not selected. So I'm going to actually select these as well. Oh, you bastard. There we go. And this way I can match all that together. So I'm going to select all three of these, like so, and I'm going to select that one. Now from here, I'm going to select this one down here. This down here I'm not too worried because I'm actually going to have this come down, so that's not going to be a problem. So let's go ahead and extrude this back. We're going to go just a little bit. Oh, come on, there we go. And then we're going to do it one more time. We're going to extrude it to about there. And the purpose of this is this one, when we come in here, let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. I say a little bit. Here I am, like, way up close where we can actually see the molecules. So, what we want to do is we want to select these two vertices, and we're actually going to combine them. We're going to do the same thing with these right here. It doesn't matter if those are flat. The biggest thing is that you make sure that the vertices are indeed combined. I don't know what this crap is, and it can go away. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now that we have done that, we can go ahead and select both of these, Control G, Control Shift D. Doing them down here is going to be a little bit more tricky. We'll probably have to do the same thing with this bottom trim or something very similar, so I'm going to go ahead and just delete these for the time being, and then I'll go back in and recreate them later on once we figure out where it needs to be. So let's go ahead and bring this back up. If you didn't create a layer and hide it, then it's pretty simple to make. I'll just wait. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'm done waiting. Alright, so let's go ahead and start moving this into place. I'm just going to move it kind of like that. The basic premises of this is I'm just going to try and match up some of these points. It doesn't have to be exact. As you can see, this is nowhere near exact right now. And that's going to be right about there. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we'll go ahead and add 4 edge loops. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we need 1, 2 right through here in the middle, just like that. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go in here, and we're just going to start manipulating these. It'd probably be better if we hold off on these. Let me go ahead and just delete that real quick. And the reason why I say it might be better, so this way whenever we come in here and add the edge loops that go across, it'll actually be uniformly and evenly distributed across the plane right here. So that's the only reason why I'm holding off on that for the time being. So let's see, I want that to be right about there. I'm going to move this up to right about here. This one can go in here, about right there. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to match these up where they're all about the same width into the trim. That's all I'm doing. Nothing real special, nothing hardcore. Okay, so now we got that. Let's go ahead and start moving these into place. I'm actually going to move these where they're, like right here where they're touching, I'm going to move them back just a little bit. So the width right here needs to be about the same down here, and I actually failed that epically. So I'm going to move them right about here. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to select these 3. I'm going to move them where they are right about there. I think that should be good. I need to move them in just a little bit more. There we go. That looks pretty good. So then the next thing we want to do, let's go and turn on wireframe. And we're just going to move this up where this back one aligns up. And this one, I'm like, you can make it line up. It's completely optional. It's not really going to make too much of a difference. I'm actually emphasizing on that it's not going to make too much of a difference. It will make a slight difference, but not too much of one. So it's nothing that you're going to like rip your hair out and slit your wrist over or anything like that. So we're good. If it is, I apologize for that. I'm just a messed up individual. My friends tell me I need therapy. I kind of agree with them. Alright, so I'm just going to click back here. It would really help if I grab the right edge. Okay, that's the right edge. So what I want to do is I just want to follow this edge all the way down. I think it's this one. Yeah, that was it. Okay, good. And I'm going to go ahead and extrude it. Just 1 and 2. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Click right there. I'm going to click... where's that little bastard at? I think it's this one. I hope it's that one. That would suck if it wasn't. Yeah, okay, it's that one. So, just 1 and 2. And move that out just a little bit more. There we go. Now, we could do the same thing that we did with the trim, where we just take the window and basically reverse it for back here. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, we have the 2 pieces right here that are going to match up. This says 1, 2, 3, and technically 4 right here. As you can see, we could, but I don't know. Let's go and see what happens. Why not? Let's go ahead and hit Control D. On the Z axis, we need to turn this to a -1, and then we're just going to move this back right about here. We'll see how well this lines up. We'll see if what we're doing is the right thing or not. I mean, I don't know if it is. It's kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's kind of like kidnapping someone, and you're just like, do I let them go? Is it the right thing? I do not know. And by the way, if you have to ask yourself if that's the right thing or not, yeah, that's probably not a good sign. Just saying. I could be wrong about this, though. It might not be a bad sign, but it's definitely probably not a good sign. So I'm just going to throw that out there and let that kind of like swim around the toilet bowl of poop and just see what y'all think on it. Okay, so I'm just going to move these here. Hey, it's Jimmie Walker here today, the Rambling Idiot. Alright, there we go. So then we'll do the same thing we did before. We'll just click right here, and we're just going to match these up with these edges right here. As you can see, I'm not too terribly worried about them making them even or anything. That actually, oddly enough, that lines up really good. Okay, sweet. Thank you, YouTube. You have made me decide to go ahead and do it that way, and it saved me some time, and for that I'm grateful. Alright, so we're going to move this one right about here, and then we're going to move this one right here. This one will actually be moved up to about here, and this one's going to be moved forward to right about here. Then we're going to add the edge loop. We're just going to go 1, 2, and we're just going to move this one in right here. Let me select this one, move this one forward. There we go. Let's move this into position. Okay, so I'm going to move that one there. I'm going to just select the edge. I'm just going to move the edges in position. So I'm going to move that one right about there. Then I'm going to click on this one, move this one right about here. And I'm going to move this one right about here. Now obviously this isn't going to line up. So I'm looking at through one view is not the easiest thing to do. So if you think that that looks epic and then you get into the other view and you're like, that looks like crap, just in my misery now, don't worry about that. You have to think you're looking at something that's in 3D space, but you're only seeing it two-dimensionally. So it might look good at one angle, but when you go into a different angle, it's going to change it up so much. So that is something to be kind of, I'm not going to say weary of, but definitely something to be kind of weary of. I don't like using that term, but I guess a better term would be something to keep, something to be aware of. I guess that would be a way better term. So I don't know. I should probably be explaining more about what I'm doing instead of just rambling on. But you know what? I'm the rambling idiot, and I kind of like rambling on every now and then. So, anyways, I'm just creating a plane for this one too. This one's not all that complicated. It's just really not. I'm like, honestly, I am really shocked I'm even going to have to add an edge loop in here. Actually, I can just add it right here. Like, I honestly didn't even think I'd have to add an edge loop. That's how simple this is. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. And right there, I just pressed F. That's how I jumped real quick like that. So to give you an idea how easy this is, I'm just doing one piece at a time. Or should I say one vertex at a time. Oh, you bastard. Yeah, what I said about one of the previous tutorials, if you notice my manipulator tool didn't move, that's how I knew that that vertex was still selected. That's why I didn't even attempt to move it. So that's what I was talking about in the previous one. There we go. And I just hit Control G, then Control Shift D. So this way it duplicates special and it duplicate on this side. Go ahead and save it. Alright, so all the windows are created. Looking at this image, I just realized something. I'm sure some of you are going, "Oh crap! What do you miss?" No. I mean, I didn't technically miss it. I already knew about it, but um, without having a top view, this windshield's going to be very difficult to make. The roof, not a problem. Windshield, a little difficult. But there's actually a piece right here that goes from this fender to this fender. And this actually houses a vent. It's actually a vent slash ductwork. Also, it's where the wiper transmission and the sprayer nozzles are located. No, not the sprayer nozzles. Those are actually under here, and they run along the firewall. But you know what I mean. So, anyways, yeah, this is... Yeah. Okay, you know what? Screw it. We're going in head first. Let's do this. I ain't afraid. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select vertex. And I'm going to assume this is actually just like, I don't know, you can say, what's that word called? Tinting. I'm going to assume that this is just window tinting, where like, say like JDM or something cool like that. I'm pretty sure this is actually just the dashboard right here that's being shown through. I can only assume. So normally I would not go into this view for this, but you know what? To hell with it. So is what I want to do. First thing I want to do is go in here, and I actually want to create an edge loop right here. This way I can go ahead and delete this face. Boy, I hate coughing. Coughing sucks. The other thing I want to do, I actually kind of want to make this match with the hood, so I'm going to move this over to right about here. I'm going to move this one over right about here. I'm going to go ahead and extrude it. I'm going to extrude it one more time, so right about there I'm thinking. Now, normally, I would be taking these and moving them back and trying to match, but without having any kind of reference imaging or anything, it's extremely difficult to do. So I'm actually having to do all this from the side view, and I'm just going to try and make a match. So, okay, so that's going to curve. So I actually need to pull that forward just a little bit, because what I want is I want it flattened and have a curve. Not super sharp, but I'm definitely going to want an angle there. I do have that. Yeah, I do. Okay, good. Okay, so oddly enough, that actually matches up rather well. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought that was just going to line up like crap, but no, that actually lines up fairly well. So is what we want to do is now we want to start matching these points up. I'm going to move this one back just a little bit. I'm trying to get it where it matches the hood. The closer you can get that to match, the better off you'll be. Less people will die that way. I don't know what that means. I really don't. So we're just going to use 1 point of reference for right here. Even though there's like 3 edges, we're just going to use one. We'll match one up right here. We'll match one up right here. We'll match one up right here. And the top, well, this is where the top is going to just come to a halt. So I'm going to move that one. I'm going to try and move all these here in the middle. So actually I need to zoom in. So if you can get these vertices right here in the middle, I'm like, if you want to get them over the edge, you're more than welcome to. They just have to be close. As long as they're close, you'll be fine. That's the biggest thing. So that's all I'm doing right now. Now this is going to be the one that you're going to be looking at like, man, I really want to create another edge here. I know you're going to want to create another edge. The reason why you don't want to do that is because whenever you go in to smooth it, you might have like a weird bubble effect right here, and that's why I'm actually trying to that's why I'm trying to keep from doing that. So now that we have done all of that fun stuff, we're just going to move this down. We're just going to try and make a match right along this edge. So I know that they're in the middle, but I'm going to make a match right here. Oops. And we may have to go back in here and actually make them go down even further than that. But right now we're just going to see what this looks like. So that's all I'm doing right here. Yeah, see, that's the other part I was worried about, is this gaping hole right here. We'll deal with it later. Actually, you know what we could do? Since we know that this is actually a point of reference where these two are straight and this one curves, we could actually just bring this back right here. Easy. So I'm going to bring this down. So see how that looks decent? Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. That should work. So the next thing we want to do is we want to grab all these vertices here in the middle. And what I like to do is I actually just like to lift them up a little bit. I might pull them forward. So then I'm going to start deselecting these outside vertices. I'm going to pull them forward just a little bit. And I'm going to have it where it's just these two selected. I'm going to pull these forward just a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to go just a little bit more. I'm going to lift up. Lift up just a little bit more and pull them forward a little bit more. There we go, because I actually want this one to come up just a hair more and a hair more forward. So now when we press 3, yeah, that looks good. Okay. So now, Control G, Control Shift D. Let's go ahead and combine these together. Edge. Let's go ahead and move. Okay, the dog's doing somewhere. Let's go ahead and bridge these together. And I'm just going to select the entire outside shell. We're going to extrude. We're just going to move just a little bit. We're going to press G. We're going to do it one more time. There we go. So now when we press 3, we should have a nice smooth surface. Now I actually need to go in here to rendering. I need to go ahead and create a shiny. Yeah, man, I'm saving because I got a feeling it's getting ready to crash. Oh, didn't crash. Okay, so let me go in here, edit, delete by type, history, and you go into Fong 1 and make it kind of dark. The next thing I want to do is actually increase. Don't care about reflectivity. So basically I'm just trying to make sure that this is smooth all the way across. And if you want, you can actually crank this way up and get a smaller whiteness right there. And that actually looks pretty smooth to me. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. I know I've already saved it and everything, but you know, just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to grab the Edge Loop tool, and this is where I create the sharp edges I'm looking for. There we go. It's okay to have it on the edges and everything. We're just trying to hold this general shape. And it's okay if it doesn't match up because we're actually going to create the window trim or the windshield trim that goes all the way around this. So that's not going to be an issue. Now the windshield and the back window, I think those are about the same. Let's find out. So we got that. Let's go into channel box. Yeah, they're pretty close. They're extremely close. I think we can actually do this. So let's go ahead and hit Control D, and on the Z we're going to do the same thing we did for the windows. We're just going to make that a negative value. I don't think we want to multiply it. We're just going to move this to the back. Oh, come on. So is what I want to do. I don't know how I'm wanting to do this just yet, but I know what I want to do. I think I'm just going to move it right about there. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Sure, let me go and I just pressed insert. This way I can actually manipulate this. I wanted to manipulate it right about here. Let me see, probably right about here I'm thinking. I kind of torn. Oh, wait. So I'm going to follow this axis right here. So now what I can do is I can actually take this handle. I can move that up. I can move this. Let me scale it just a little bit more. There we go. And now that we have uniform scaling, because of the way we just did this, this should be fine. Actually want to pull these out just a little bit. Yeah, probably help if I had that set to 1 to begin with, but you know what, who cares? pull these down right here. I'm going to move those in position. Move these into position. These can be moved in position. Let's go and see how that looks. That looks perfect. No, it doesn't, Jimmy. I know it doesn't. It actually looks like crap. Alright, so is what I want to do... Oops, wrong button. What I want to do, I'm going to pull these down just a little bit. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to go into the top view. I'm going to try and make these match up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start scaling these in. And the top row up here looks like they line up pretty well. So I'm going to just make this next row line up. I'm just going to start working my way down. Save us a little bit of time, hopefully. So I'll select that one, then I'll go in here. Let's go ahead and see how it looks now. Object mode 3. Now I know normally these cars wouldn't have this much of a bubble, but you know what? I like to live life dangerously on the edge. So if I want, I'll add an extra bubble. Whoa, Jimmy, you are so hardcore. You have no idea. I tell my professor, whatever, I do what I want. You know, actually, as funny as it is, I had to write a paper on the properties of light. So, you know, I was like, well, crap. And this was for a physics course. And so, you know, I'm like writing my theory on the properties of light, basically about different wavelength, different masses, how they'd be affected by different gravitational forces, if they'd be affected more or less, depending on how far away they were, what light frequency it was, and this and that. And I actually got a really good grade. But on there he had a note. He said, I would fail you because this is not theoretical physics. Unfortunately, I can't prove you wrong, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass you. I was like, whoa, that was close. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. Like, he actually went ahead and just gave it to me like, okay, dude, yeah, that's pretty good, you know. Here you go, you pass. It's like, sweet. Yeah, right, so, there we go. Did I press 3 on this? Yes, I did. Okay, so that actually looks pretty good. I'm actually kind of pleased with that. So this is the windows. In the next tutorial, we'll probably have to fill this gap in. I just don't know with what. We'll fill it in with love. That's what we'll do. So we'll fill this gap in with love, and we'll go ahead and create the roof, and then after that, we'll probably start working on the trunk and the rear bumper and all this other fun stuff. So until next time, I shall see y'all then. If you enjoyed this tutorial, if y'all had a good laugh, hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment what part you liked, what you'd like to see more of. If you disliked it, as always, let me know how much you hate my guts. Every comment is always appreciated. I don't care if it's something like, dude, you are the worst YouTube video creator channel thingy on here that has ever existed since the history of mankind created YouTube. I'll be like, thanks, dude. That's really great to know. You know, I want to hear this stuff. So, anyways, Rambling Idiot, signing off. Y'all have a good day.